Hello everyone, it's Jason here, and have I got a review for you. Now I'm sorry that this video is taking a little time to come, but here it is. It is the V-Cube 6. Now, anyone who knows me will know that one of my first videos, in fact it probably was my first video, was me solving a Rubik's Cube. Of course, back then it was a 3x3, just like this one over here. It was a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. But of course, we've grown up since then, you know, that was 10 years ago, almost. Now we have the 6x6. And what I'm going to be doing, because as you know, my 10-year anniversary is coming up, and for the 5-year anniversary, I did do a video where I solved a Rubik's Cube again, except I just did a Rubik's Cube, and I think that would have been a bit disappointing. If I was to have done it with one of these, I'm sure you would have liked it even more. So I think for the November anniversary, when that comes along, I'm going to show you me solving this one. This is a pretty nice Rubik's Cube, so I've got a bit of indigestion at the moment, so I'm burping quite a lot. Okay, so here it is. It's very nice, it's beautiful, it's pristine, and I got it very cheap because, you know, I got it second hand. I didn't want to pay £60 for this. And so yes, I got it cheap. And nonetheless, it's very colourful, and it does need some of the stickers replacing, but lucky me, I actually got a set of brand new stickers that came in with a deal. I'm talking about how much I paid, £10, right? Just so that's not a lot, was it really? And I'd say that it took me about a day to really work my head around. It wasn't as straightforward as solving something like this. In fact, I'd say that knowing how to solve a 3x3 is something of a, let's just call it a rudimentary step. In fact, when it comes to solving a 6x6, you have to do about almost an hour's worth of steps before you even get to solving it like a 3x3. And so I used some of my natural intuition to try and figure it out, and sure enough I did. I realised that if you solve these centres first, you best start with ones, pick your centre, like the black, do 4x4s, then do the one opposite, and then try and do it in a clockwise motion to make sure that they're in the right orientation as far as colours are concerned. Then you'll have to match parities of the edges, and you get parity errors, and they need a bit of algorithms to fix with. And then once you've done all that, you've got these blocks, you end up with like what would constitute a 3x3. In fact, if I were to demonstrate that for you right now, this is essentially the way of solving it like a 3x3. You can treat these centerpieces like the center on an ordinary Rubik's Cube, and then these would be the edge pieces here, like which are coloured. And you treat them, you move them all in one unit, right? And these are the corner pieces then, and so that could be solved like 3x3. And sure enough, I did that. Now, if I were to say, for example, bring it all the way back to a good old condition, move these around here, and I also show you what I'm doing. I really like this 6x6 because it actually moves very smoothly. And you can see it, make sure you can see here. It actually has a very smooth sort of move to it, really. It's actually very pleasant to move. It cuts corners very well, you know. I must say that when I was first dealing with it, a bit of a disaster struck. Some of the pieces popped out, and I didn't realise that with the pillared version, you actually end up with these little teeny sort of like, let's say, what you'd expect of the disc of a spinal cord pieces, and just a lot more pieces really than what meets the eye. It's not a simple case of these cubes popping out. There's actually other pieces that go inside and are tricky to put back in. Nonetheless, it's actually quite easy to get it back out again. You just pull these two parts apart and take them out. But what's so nice about the 6x6 is there's a myriad of tricks and particular positions you can always put it in. Like, for example, if I was to do this one here, you can see what I'm doing. So this is essentially what you get. You get like a checkered pattern. So see, you can actually get like, I love this contrast between yellow and black because it just reminds me of a beautiful bumblebee. And anyone who knows me will know how much I love bumblebees because of their colours. I think the colours are something that is worth being stung over. Let's bring these back into the correct order.
I think I've messed it up already. Let's come back to you. And should I bring that in right later on? No shit. Okay, so quite clearly I don't even know how to fix this. Don't know why. Yeah. So I'm just gonna put out position. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see what I'm doing. I don't know how to fix it, I've wrecked it. No. Well, anyway, at some point this would be solved, but at the moment I seem to have messed it up and I'm not even sure how to get it back to the way it should be. I don't know why. It seems so bizarre, actually. Normally I have a good idea what I'm doing with these sort of things. Move on that way. So as you can see, you can actually just do one finger, and that can actually help a lot. It's smooth. It is smooth. Compartthemarket.com. Yeah, the main benefit is just how smooth it is. There we go, we've got it back in. So there we go, we've got it fixed again. So it's not all. Now, the reason why I wanted to get back in the correct position because I want to show you what's so good about a 6x6. Now, as I was saying before, when you're solving a 6x6, you essentially get to an end stage where you can treat it as a 3x3. But here's the most remarkable thing about 6x6. If you have a 6x6 V cube, you don't need to get yourself a 2x2 V cube because actually you can treat this as a 2x2. So for example, we also do so look, this is like now essentially being converted into a 2x2. If you just move these as one unit, you can actually solve it like a 2x2. So that's essentially it really. It can be solved like a 2x2, see, like in quarters. So that makes it a 2x2. But moreover, you can also convert it into a 3x3. And to do that, you just again segment it off. So let's say we go that way. I'm going to show you now. You're going to absolutely love this. Prepare to be blown away. Wow, look at that. That is like a 3x3. You just have to move these parts in just whole units and you have yourself something that approximates a 3x3. And so I was actually, when I bought the 6x6, I hadn't thought about that. And I was on my way to getting a 2x2 and maybe a 3x3 in the VQ brand. But then I realised I could have just done that and essentially had an all-in-one sort of solution. Now, of course, you can't make a 4x4, even though you can solve those centres on a, on the 6x6 when solving it. It isn't technically a 4x4. It's a 4x4 will be solved quite differently because you have to remember that when you're doing a 4x4 that you've actually got other edge pieces to contend with, which are such the case with a 6x6. But all in all, it's a great cube. I can't wait to do my anniversary video to show you me solving it because I think that will actually be a real treat. And then I have something even more profound. Stay tuned.